Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Spirit of Justice, the DLC case. We are in the reception hall, about to do our own investigation now that we can. Let's do it. Maya is pouting because we tried to be serious and we were being, we were picking her about it. There is a sparkle thing here. What the heck? Was that there before? This is where the murder weapon, the timekeeper, was displayed. Guess it's in police custody now. Huh? What's this? A key?
Let's ask the maid about it.
Good idea. She might be able to tell us something. Excuse me, could I ask you a question? Oh, of course. What would you like to know? Do you know anything about this key? It's the key that starts up the timekeeper. A startup key? That's right. Oh, the first startup of love ceremony was so beautiful. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Key of love. That's cute. Oh, that's so warm fuzzy. First startup of love ceremony? What exactly did that entail? Oh, it's a ceremony in which the couple activated the timekeeper together for the first time. I suppose it was kind of like a cake-cutting ceremony. And what are these symbols of their love you mentioned? Well, that's kind of an industry secret, so I can't really say. I'm sorry. I better be getting back to my work. Looks like there's an order from above not to talk about it.
It's another beautiful day outside, isn't it?
Yeah, if only it wasn't the scene of a murder, we could really enjoy it.
True.
It must be tough for the maids to have to work on a beautiful day like today. Oh, we don't mind. Whoa! I didn't think you could hear me way over there. Way over here. We don't think of it as simply cleaning. It's more like we're wiping away all of the sadness stuck to this airship. Oh! Wow. Talk about devoted. Was this lifted open before? I don't remember.
Hey! I think that tablecloth is new. They must have changed it since yesterday.
Huh? How can you tell?
Because the food stains that were there are now gone.
I should have known it's because it's food related. I guess we've checked out everything of interest in this area.
Nick!
What's wrong, Maya?
This hasn't moved an inch since the last time we looked at it.
It would be pretty creepy if it had. Look, we're in the middle of an important investigation, so try not to shout, okay?
I was just hoping it had changed somehow. You know, so it would be more interesting.
The last thing we need is for things to get more interesting. Oh, there's the other one. I was like, okay. Oh, this one got fixed. Here's the broken lantern, all patched up. And do I mean patched?
Emma said this was some of her best work, so I know she put a lot of effort into it.
I think that bloody lever thingy is not where it should be, actually. I'm pretty sure the lever inside is white. It was pretty smashed up. It must have been a lot of work to piece it back together. Well, she gets an A for effort, at any rate. Like, you can do better, right? Huh? This wheel handle on the back has some blood on it. Yeah, and it should be on the inside. It looks like somebody gripped it with a bloody hand.
Maybe the blood got there when the killer was putting old Doom and Gloom's body inside. Do you see anything else worth noting?
Well, there's another one of these lanterns over there. So it might be a good idea to really compare the two later. Well, let's look at it then. Yeah! See? That brown handle's outside. This is the unbroken peggable lantern. And this is the one that Ema restored. I wouldn't say they look exactly the same. More that they made up of the same parts.
Wait a minute.
What is it, Maya?
I think there's something off about this peggable.
Just about everything about it looks off to me.
I'm not quite sure what it is, but something about it isn't quite right. Show me the restored lantern again.
Hey, I know. It's this, right?
What? Where?
The thing about the restored lantern that's off is the color of the wheel handle. Look, it's the wheel handle. It's a different color altogether. Ema got the inside and outside wheel handle switched around.
Oh wow! You're right. And there's blood here on this handle, as if somebody gripped it with a bloody hand.
Right. Which means that the blood got on the handle from inside the lantern.
Do you think the blood got there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern?
It's really hard to say at this point. Oh, whatever. Okay, let's look at that thing, I guess.
Excuse me, is the fog machine ready to use now?
No, I'm afraid not. We only put dry ice in it when there's an actual reception.
I see. That's too bad.
She still wants to blast me with a cloud of smoke, doesn't she? She sure does. What else am I missing here?
Ema must have worked really hard on this.
Oh. Whoops! Well, I thought it was like a repeat, but I guess not. My bad. You mean that police lady? She was going at it like a jigsaw puzzle. Oh, not this piece here, not that piece there. It was pretty busted up. I could just imagine what a hard time she had figuring it all out. Okay, what am I still missing?
She should have asked me to help. I would have loved to restore this thing with her.
I think it's best to leave that kind of thing to the police. Besides, who knows what kind of liberties Maya would have taken in the process. Wow. What else do I look at? What is that? What am I examining?
Get a load of that huge set of doors! I bet all sorts of things come and go through there. Like an elephant!
I'm pretty sure it's just the bride and groom. This is a banquet hall, not a circus. I don't know what else I'm supposed to examine now at this point. Hey, take a look at that door. I wonder where it goes.
Shall we open it up and see?
Wait, please don't open that. It's the emergency escape hatch. It leads directly outside. You'll fall to your death. Oh, that was a close one, huh, Maya?
I'll say.
Alright, that's it. Okay, I was like, what else am I still missing? Oh. Well, I think we've checked out everything relevant to this case.
What are you two doing here?
I don't know who's talking. Wait, what are you doing here? Uh-oh. Soren, shouldn't you be resting in bed? You're injured.
How do you know about that? Never mind. My notebook. Have you seen my notebook? I can't find it anywhere. My notebook. I need my notebook.
What's the matter with him?
My notebook. I have to have.
Having a panic attack here. Master Soren. Master Soren, I told you to stay in bed.
My notebook.
Here you go.
Yes, this is it.
So Soren gets emotionally unstable without that notebook of his?
Phew.
Looks like he's calmed down now. Soren, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I cannot allow you to do that. What if his wound were to open up again? He needs to rest. I guess you're right. Now, if you will excuse us. Master Soren, let us retire.
Alright.
Holy crap, he really freaked out there.
There they go.
Pierce is right. I guess he really isn't in any condition to be questioned. Well, let's go back to the agency and sort through what we've learned. Let's do that. Off we go. Now it's time to review, kids. We're back. Anybody here?
Oh, hi, boss!
Athena? I thought you were with Trissy.
I guess you could say that I'm taking a short break. But enough about me. What about the investigation? Did you find out anything?
Well, turns out that the third person Ellen says she saw at the crime scene might have been Soren's Sprocket.
What? Really? I always thought he seemed suspicious.
Oh, I don't think he's as suspicious as Mr. Pierce there. Thing is, by the time Soren got to the Vista deck, the murder had already occurred, apparently.
No way! I don't buy that, not for a second. It's a cover-up. A cover-up, I tell you.
That's certainly a possibility. And as a lawyer, it's certainly a possibility I have to pursue, but...
But what? It's your job, right? So pursue the heck out of it. Just do it!
Yeah, but... that really was what's best for Ellen?
Soren could be found guilty if the truth comes out tomorrow. But if we don't pursue this possibility, Ellen could be found guilty instead.
This is a conundrum.
Oh man, either way, it sure doesn't spell out happily ever after for the two of them. So what are you gonna do, Mr. Wright?
I can't let an innocent person get convicted. So I guess all I can really do is pursue the truth. Even if it ends up devastating Ellen. The real solution is to point out that there was a third person involved. Because that's how it works in Ace Attorney.
What a tough call to make.
I'm getting too smart for these games.
Still, there's always a chance, right? Maybe something will come up during the trial that'll save their marriage.
I hope so. I really do. Well, Maya, let's go.
Break the news to Ellen, you mean?
Yep.
Mr. Wright, please take me with you. I bet I could help you counsel Ellen through this piece of bad news.
Athena, I appreciate the offer, but don't you have somewhere else to be?
Do I? Athena, what are you doing here? I've been looking all over for you. Come on now, let's get back to practicing. No, wait, my body can't take it anymore. Boss, you gotta help me.
A lawyer always keeps their promises, Athena.
But, boss!
If you bail on me one more time, Athena, I'm going to use a real blade on you. Oh no! Ah! Oh no! Trucy is savage. Sorry, Athena, but somebody's gotta do it. Better you than me, though. Wow! Hang in there, kiddo. Wright is such a troll. Come on, Maya. We better get going. Hi, Ellen. I hate to tell you stuff, but I gotta tell you stuff. Hello, Ellen.
How did your investigation go, Mr. Wright?
Before I answer that, I need to ask you something. Was Soren with you when Mr. Gloomsbury attacked you in the reception hall?
I'm sorry I kept it from you. I was afraid that he'd come under suspicion if I told you. So I kept quiet about it. I'm really sorry.
I see. I thought it was probably something like that. Listen, Ellen, I'm afraid I have to make a very difficult decision based on what I found out.
What kind of decision?
This is very hard for me to say, but the mysterious person you saw at the scene of the crime was most likely Soren.
What?
In other words, in court tomorrow, I'm afraid I'll have to propose the possibility that Soren is the true culprit.
No. Soren is innocent. No.
But don't you see? If I don't try to pursue that line of thought, you'll be found guilty.
No. No. No.
Please, Ellen, calm down. How is she supposed to calm down after you tell her something like that, right? Come on!
Soren just can't be found guilty. I'd much rather I be found guilty instead.
Ellen, you can't let yourself think like that.
But, no!
Marriage is for life, right? Do you really think you can run away from the truth and still be truly happy with him?
You are not married, so how can you possibly understand? Sometimes you just got to do whatever it takes to make things work.
But, Nick, you talk to her.
Hey, don't just dump this all on me.
Mr. Wright, I'm innocent and Soren is too. So, please, prove our innocence in court!
I'll certainly do everything in my power. I just hope she doesn't lose control like this in court tomorrow. Oh boy. Now we gotta save 2 people. We got this! To be continued. We have another 10 minutes of recording here, so yeah, we'll start right into the court. No, we're not saving. Let's see if I can get to the first cross-examination at least. So the one thing we found out yesterday is that Soren was there at the crime scene. I only hope I can get some testimony from him that'll get to the heart of the matter.
Mr. Wright.
Good morning, Ellen. Look, I'm afraid you might not like the results of today's trial. Nevertheless...
Don't tell me you're still thinking of going that route! Soren is innocent! He can't be found guilty! Take me instead!
Ellen, please! Try and get a hold of yourself!
I believe in Soren with all my heart. So how dare you doubt him?
Regardless of which one of them is found guilty today, it's going to be devastating for Ellen, isn't it?
We'll just have to do everything we can. That's the best we can do, you know? The trial is about to begin, Mr. Wright. Alright, let's go, Maya.
Yeah.
All rise! Court is back in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Let's see now. Where were we? In yesterday's session, we found out about the Sprocket family's conspiracy to cover up the murder of Miss Bloomsbury with a second reception. Taking advantage of our collective shock, the defense, as usual, made a nonsensical claim. Namely, that there was a third person present who struck the victim. Objection! Hey, don't try to make it sound like I made it all up. The defendant herself made a statement about the existence of a third person. And further investigation has only proven her statement to be true. Then I presume the defense intends to focus on proving the identity of this third person. Is that alright with you, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, Your Honor. In fact, I predict that the defense will, most likely, attempt to name Mr. Soren Sprocket as the true culprit. How did you... The driver during the accident that killed Mr. Sprocket's sister was the victim. Therefore, Mr. Sprocket had a motive to murder Mr. Bloomsbury. That's what you plan to assert, is it not, Mr. Wright? Am I that transparent? Come now, Mr. Wright. Did you really think the police wouldn't uncover this information? Congrats on getting it in one, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it! But... You're wrong! Soren didn't do it! He's innocent!
Miss Wyatt, please!
He's innocent! I tell you!
What is this, Mr. Wright? I thought your claim about the existence of a third person came from the defendant. It did. This is just a minor hiccup. Did you not discuss your strategy for today with the defendant, Mr. Wright? Starting off on the wrong foot again is seriously cutting into my lifespan. It would appear the defense is in disarray. Therefore, the best way to clear things up is to ask Mr. Sprocket himself what happened. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Soren Sprocket to the stand. What? Very well, bailiff, please bring Mr. Sprocket to the witness stand. I think it's Watt at this point, because, like, it makes sense, right? The light of his life kind of thing? Like, what? And inventions? They just wanted to add a Y in there just to be funny? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Also, English is just English. There's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Soren Sprocket, Managing Director of Sprocket Aviation. Mr. Sprocket, please give your answers in words, not paper airplanes. Now then, Mr. Sprocket, please tell that doubting lawyer there what really happened at the time of the crime. Well, Mr. Sprocket. Mr. Sprocket!
All right.
I'm glad all the witnesses still continue to give Edgeworth a hard time.
You want me to talk about what happened when the crime occurred? In other words, after the first wedding reception. When Ellen and I were in the reception hall, right?
Not even the power of the court can stop him from marching to the beat of his own drum. I think we can only hear his testimony. We'll probably have to press it in the next video.
I was stabbed by Dumas in the reception hall and I collapsed to the floor. The next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas on the Vista deck. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the Vista deck. But when I got there, Dumas was already... I don't want to believe it, but it must have been Ellen. Nothing else makes sense.
Wait, just a minute. You actually think Miss Wyatt killed the victim?
That's right. Dumas was killed by Ellen.
This is unbelievable. How can you suspect your bride, the woman you love?
Objection!
The truth can be cruel. Miss Watts, you must be very upset. Is there anything you wish to say? Oh my god, that face! Oh!
No, I can't believe this. Soren. I thought that at least you would believe in me.
The best way now to show your love for your groom is to admit your guilt and try to atone.
Soren?
Hold it!
Mr. Edgeworth, I haven't even cross-examined the witness yet. And quit picking on the clearly distraught.
Yeah! That's so not cool, Mr. Edgeworth.
A court is where we seek the truth. And the truth is unyielding, even to the truly pitiful. Mr. Edgeworth, I find it distasteful to make a lady cry. Your Honor.
So what are you going to do, Nick?
If the third person Ellen saw on the Vista deck was Soren, then we have to prove Soren was there at the time of the murder. I don't see any obvious inconsistencies in his testimony, but we have to push forward. Which we'll do in the next video. I know we're cutting a little short, but I don't want to start this and then have to stop in the middle of the examination. So, we shall continue this in the next video. I'll see you guys then. Also, that was mean, Soren.